While we were cleaning our land, we discovered we have so many rosehip bushes, and today we are thinking the weather is nice to pick some and try this recipe we found for a rosehip jam. It will be delicious in winter, so let's pick some. They look quite nice. I think we picked enough. They're nicely looking and quite large. So let's go home and try this recipe. These are the roships we picked. Here we have 1 kilo 200 grams. This is all that we have, and I've washed them really well to remove all dirt. And what I'm gonna do now is to use the same amount of water, 1 liter, 200 milliliters. Some of the water will evaporate. This I have to boil until they get really soft, and I'll leave them overnight. The next day when they cool, I will rub them through a sieve to remove all solids, and I'll finish the jam. This is the first time for me I'm making rosehip jam, but in our house we really like it, so it deserves the effort. I read many recipes how to make rosehip jam. I will make my own version because most of the recipes call for too much sugar. We do not use as much sugar in our house, so I hope everything turns well and this will be one really delicious rosehip jam. Don't change the channel to see how I finish my rosehip jam, and please subscribe to my channel Grow, Eat and Repeat. After 2 hours on slow heat, this is how our roships look. I left them outside overnight to cool completely. They are really mushy and you barely see whole roships left inside, but this is the consistency we need to be able to rub them through a sieve. This is what I'm gonna do now. It will be slow process. As you can also see, in the beginning I added lots of water, but the mixture is quite thick. This is because roships contain lots of pectins and they act like natural thickener. Pectins are soluble fibers and are used widely in food industry. I think these roships contain more pectins than apples, which are the most popular source of pectins. And now I slowly process all mixture through this sieve. I use the back of a spoon and just press them until all solids are left here in the sieve and we get just the juice. I'm halfway on the process, but I had to replace my sieve with this one because this one has really small holes and the pulp is quite thick, so the holes get clogged quite fast and it was getting really slowly. With this one is better. Just use a sieve with bigger holes. It will be easier. This is the pulp I extracted from the roships. I measured the bowl in advance, so we'll see how much we've got. The bowl was 800 grams. So we have roughly 900 grams pure rosehip pulp. I'm thinking now that tomato juice extract might speed up the process. It took me half an hour to extract the pulp, but maybe with this gadget you can do it faster. If you decide to make this rosehip jam and use tomato juice extractor, please let me know in the comment section of this video if it helped to speed up the process. At this stage I have to decide how to finish the rosehip jam. One way is to use sugar and gellifying agent. The other option is to use gellifying sugar with stevia. It's the healthier option, but I found with some acidic fruits like roships that sometimes the jam gets darker on the top. So this time I will use sugar. I will use the traditional way. And gellifying agent. This one is 3:1. It calls for 1 kilo 250 grams of fruits and 350 grams of sugar. Here we have 900 grams of pulp. I'll add 350 grams of water, because the pulp is anyway too thick and nobody makes 100% jam. If you see in the shops on the back side of the jars, they are usually 35-50% fruits, the rest is water. And plus the taste of this pulp is quite intense. Rose hips are very rich in vitamin C. They are a bit sour, but they are really healthy. Mix it with the sugar really well. Transfer the pulp in a casserole because it has to go on the stove. Now I will add the sugar and gelifying agent. Mix everything really well and we'll put it on the stove on slow heat, bring it to boil and cook it 3 to 5 minutes. After that, I'll transfer it to jars while it's still hot. I have prepared my jars. They are washed and dry. Don't forget while cooking this jam to stir occasionally because usually the fruits that contain lots of pectin stick to the bottom, so you don't want to burn your jam. These are the jars with my delicious rose hip jam, still warm. After I cook the jam, I put it while hot in the jars and turn them upside down. They stay at about 30 minutes like that, and when they cool, they are ready for winter. Here I put small amount of my jam to show you the consistency. It's absolutely perfect to use it on a slice of bread. And now I'm gonna taste it. Honestly, I think rose hips are quite underestimated. They are really delicious and very healthy, full of vitamin C and healthy fibers. So what's the verdict? Will I do it again? I spent about €1.50 for products, €1 for the gelifying agent, and about 50 cents for the sugar. Rose hips are widely available, so you can just go in some forest and pick. They are everywhere in autumn, and I will definitely do it again. It's not often when you see in the shops rose hip jam. Last time when I saw in a shop, it was €5 for about 300 milliliters jar. The label said it's bio, but the fruit content was less than 50%. So when you make it at home, you have the full control what's in this jar. I have about 20-22% of sugar and the rest is just fruit. So from 1 kilo 200 grams of rose hips, we got 1 kilo 600 grams of jam. And this way, when we make it at home, we know what's inside. Here we have just 4 ingredients: water, rose hips, sugar and gelifying agent. No preservatives, no artificial colorings and things like that. It's healthier. You can substitute the sugar with stevia or something else if you don't want to make it like me, traditional way. But in my childhood, I remember my mother, she was making jams 1-to-1, 1 kilo fruits, 1 kilo sugar. Now I made my jam with far less sugar, just 350 grams for all these jars. So it's healthier version anyway. And when you make it at home, you start appreciating things made at home because you know they are homemade, you put your effort, and after that it's sweeter when you eat it. I will write detailed description how I made this jam. So if you want to try it at home, please read the description of my video and don't forget to use the comment section. If you tried the recipe at home, let me know how it turned. Please also hit that like button if you like the video and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my recipes. Thank you and see you in the next video.